Welcome back to News Talk. As Election Day draws near in Virginia, there is all of a sudden a lot of talk about eye-popping tolls on I-66. A Washington Post editorial calls the ads crass and misleading, but that doesn't mean they will have an impact. These are the ads now hitting TV and radio airwaves. Doesn't mean they won't have an influence on the electorate. Governor Terry McAuliffe is with us now on the Newsline. Governor, thank you very much for your time.
Well, Bruce, it's great to be back with you.
Walk us through, if you would, and thank you for your time. Walk us through what the proposals are, what the goal is, and where is this talk of $17 tolls, which you and I know no one wants to pay. Where's all this coming from?
Well, first of all, as the Washington Post accurately said, they're lying in their ads. They are crass and misleading. So we have tried to do something for 66 for years. I am finally fixing 66. Bruce, we're going to have 5 lanes in both directions outside the Beltway, 3 free lanes, and then the 2 hot lanes. We're trying to increase capacity and do what we need to do. Inside the Beltway, the only change, right now, a single driver during rush hour is not allowed to go on 66 inside the Beltway. The only thing we have proposed is to give that driver a choice now. That driver can now go on 66 inside the Beltway if they want to pay a toll. So for everybody else, there's no change. There is no new tolls. This is a choice, an option, so that people don't have to dump off and get on 50 and 29 and clog up the local roads. And you have a lot of single drivers who do it illegally and pay $1,000 fines and get points on their license. So let me be clear. There are no new tolls. We are now giving single drivers inside the Beltway who have never been allowed to go on this road since it was built during rush hour. Finally, they get an option if they want to pay for it. If they don't, HOV2, they will still continue to be free.
What will determine the level of tolling? Metered tolling is familiar enough now across the region and beyond that folks have, I'm guessing most of the people listening to us now have some experience with it, but in terms of the particulars of how this would work here, what's the range and what factors will determine what the toll is at a given moment?
Well, I think it's the volume of traffic, and, you know, it'll determine what it is and how long it takes. But let me be clear, Bruce. This is now a choice that you do not have today. I'm not changing anything for people to drive for free. They're still going to drive for free. I am now just giving single drivers, if they want to hop over and pay a toll instead of dumping off on 50 and 29. If they want to do it, great, or they can continue to get off on 50 and 29. But now I'm giving them a choice. I mean, this is free market. This will increase capacity. It will help folks. It will help commuters, but nobody is paying a new toll unless you're a single driver and you say, yeah, I want to pay it. So this is so misleading. And I'll tell you what's happening. You've got people like the candidates on the other side who are running, like Hale Parrish, who has a horrible record in the state Senate seat that he's running for against women. He's got an A rating from the NRA, and most importantly, he is not for the Medicaid expansion, so he's allowing Virginia residents right now to forego $2.4 billion. Jerry McPike is the Democrat running. Dr. Jill McCabe is the Democrat running against Senator Dick Black, who has made so many horrible statements. And we've got Kathleen Murphy and Jennifer Boysko, all great Democrats, who support me on common sense gun restrictions, protecting a woman's right to choose, and they all support bringing the Medicaid expansion money back, as all of our neighbors done in West Virginia, Kentucky, Arkansas, Maryland, as the most conservative governors in America have done. So this is a real choice election. And you need to come out on Tuesday and vote. It is Election Day. But if you want to continue and work with me to build a new economy, and we've knocked the cover off the ball on economic development, as you know, I just announced the lowest unemployment rate that we've had since September 2008, 4.3%. Lowest in the southeast of the United States of America. We're cranking on our workforce now, but I need help. I need folks working with me on transportation, protecting women's rights, protecting LGBT rights, and most importantly, bringing back $2.4 billion to save our hospitals, our clinics, our rural hospitals. That's what our candidate Jennifer Boysko, Kathleen Murphy, Jerry McPike, and Jill McCabe will do. The candidates they're running against have a horrible record.
Governor.
That's why they are lying to you, Bruce, about tolls, because they can't tell the truth. Don't take my word for it. Read the Washington Post editorial today. Crass, misleading is what they call the Republican ads.
The House of Delegates is in GOP hands. They've got a wide margin there, and I haven't talked to anyone who expects that to change. Yeah. Is there a substantive difference going forward whether the Senate is held by one party or the other? It's very close now. If it ends up a tie, your lieutenant governor will end up, I think, spending a lot of time in the chamber casting deciding votes, which will be fascinating. But given Republican control of the House, how much difference for the remainder of your term is there in the outcome of Tuesday?
It makes a lot of difference. If I can have one chamber to work with, I'm pro-business. Listen, Bruce, you've known me for years. I am a fiscally conservative, pro-business Democrat. I'm socially progressive. I focus on the economy. I'm focused on investing in K through 12 to build the new economy. That's what I'm about. If I have one chamber that will work with me, then it puts a lot of pressure on the other chamber. If one chamber passes safe gun restrictions, investments in K through 12, investments in pre-K, and I've had to veto 27 pieces of legislation. They passed legislation, Bruce, last year regarding people being allowed to have machine guns, being allowed to carry a loaded shotgun in your car. I vetoed those, and you know what? I'm 27-0 on vetoes. But I need a chamber that will work with me to put forward this progressive agenda. This election matters as much as any Virginian because we're talking about $2.4 billion a year in Medicaid expansion money, which we are forfeiting. People are being hurt, but our economy is being hurt by that. In Maryland and West Virginia and Arkansas and Kentucky, they're creating jobs, Bruce. We should not be sitting here in Virginia not taking our taxpayer. You can dislike the health care. You can dislike the president. It doesn't matter. The Supreme Court has ruled. It's the law of the land. And for us to reject our own money, as governor, I want every penny I can get. I want every bit of defense money. We're building aircraft carriers. We're building nuclear subs. Who do you think's paying for that?
Governor,
I want everything I can get.
I have 55 seconds left. Let's go back to I-66. If people can pay and ride in what is now HOV, is there a concern that the already bad congestion will get worse?
No, every study shows, and we have 3 studies that go back, Bruce, 15 years. We can increase capacity with what we're proposing on 66. And let me remind you, the Chambers of Commerce of Fairfax and Loudoun and Arlington all support what I'm doing. Let me be clear. The business leaders in Fairfax Chamber, Loudoun Chamber, and Arlington Chamber all endorse what I'm trying to do. We can increase capacity with 40,000 cars, which, Bruce, is about like adding 10 additional interstate lanes. This will solve a problem. I promised folks I'd be a problem solver as governor. I am stepping up. I am sick of people stuck in traffic from Haymarket to the Beltway at 495 being stuck there for 2 hours. People deserve better. I'm leading on the issue, and I need help to lead further.
Governor, thanks very much for your time. We appreciate the chance to talk with you. We'll talk with you again. Governor,
go vote.
Governor Terry McAuliffe. Back with the program note after this.